Great.
Well,
Thank you.
Kortney, it's nice to see you again, albeit remotely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Rod. It's great to talk with you again.
Yeah, sure is. So look, one of the things that you do with KPMG in the United States is help lead various people matters in the international practice. And you were talking to me about some of the challenges and things that you've been thinking about, given that we're all working remotely now. Tell me a bit more about that.
Absolutely. So, one of the surprising things or not so surprising things was our people were incredibly resilient. And when we had to switch to this work from home scenario, it really seemed to happen kind of without a glitch, right? Everyone got, their home offices set up, everything was going along, famously. I think one of the areas where we've seen some challenges that we're trying to work through now are with some of our new hires. So some of the things that come up really are a lot of people are joining us really because of our culture. We're hearing that over and over again. It's a great place to work. There's a lot of teaming. It's hard to make sure that we've got that happening when we're in a remote environment so that the new folks really can feel it and, not just, be part of it, but also steward that, as they work through their KPMG careers. So one of the things we started is a new series of meetings that were, where we can get the leadership in front of the new hires, get other types of folks talking with them so that they can feel some of those great things about our culture.
How is that being received? Because it's a great idea, right? Because I can imagine you've just graduated from school, you're really excited, but now you're going to be working from home. So you don't know the people, you don't know the tools, the clients, there's just, it must be a little overwhelming for that class of folk joining us, I guess.
Absolutely. I remember, where am I going to park? What am I going to wear? Who am I going to have lunch with? How are all of these things going to happen in my new environment? And right now, we're doing it at home and, we take lunch downstairs, in the kitchen, and then we come back in front of our computers. So we've had, coffee chats as a team. We're doing, some remote happy hours or otherwise just a chance for folks to get together. Some teams have some wonderful things going on where they highlight one person on the team and you find out about where they went to college and their pets and what their family situation is. We've had contests on home office scenarios, how people otherwise have their setups, good backgrounds, so I think that there's a lot of things that you can do. It's just very different than it has been in the past.
And what have people's reactions been to the different programs then you're rolling out in terms of these communications, I
I
guess?
think that, it's really been great. And I think some of them, even we've done some remote trivia nights and, some things like that. So people really just want some community, right? And you want to get to know the folks that you're working with outside of just on a project. So I think that that's given folks an opportunity to, create some of those scenarios that maybe would have happened, in the office just by walking by someone's office to chat. Some of that water cooler chat or, meeting in the kitchen over lunch or something like that. We got to be deliberate about that now and make sure that we can create those scenarios for folks.
Well, certainly I'll say, the thing I love about the firm is the people and the culture. So I can certainly just agree with what you're doing. And it's just great that we're able to achieve these things, given we're all staring at our laptops 24/7 these days. Well,
Absolutely. But it's good to see you too.
Exactly. But it's really good, Kortney, and no wonder the team's like sticking together well. It builds that sort of cohesion and fraternity
Yeah,
in a situation.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's all different, I think, scenarios that folks are facing. Certainly, we've got our, team members with young children and homeschooling, and that's creating its own challenges and the environment that folks are working in order to have, space to do work. So, the schedules are different. Our work from home parents, want something different than our new hires who might be living alone or with roommates in an apartment. So the needs are different. So we just have to have a wide range, and we've tried to do that so that everybody's got a place.
Right. And so not to put you on the spot about asking advice, but if someone's listening to this in the same position as you, trying to figure out how do we build greater connectivity within the team in difficult times like this, based on the journey you've been down, any nuggets of advice you'd have for someone?
Maybe just a little bit on that last point that we just, that we just covered, that you really do need a range,
Mhm.
because the needs of our professionals are so different just based on where they are in their life and their career, and in their home environment. It's all different, whether it's aging parents, small children, or like we were just talking, look out if my dog comes through and starts barking, right? So there's all different scenarios that I think folks are generally just getting more flexible with, but that leads to them wanting different things from connectivity with their teams, and just having lots of options available so that there's a spot for everybody.
Wonderful. Well, Kortney, I can only say I'm really excited at the thought of joining the next social hour with your team. And look, thank you very much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Rodney.